In 2002, the space industry was controlled by governments and billion-dollar defense contractors. Launching a single rocket could cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Space was expensive, slow, and reserved for only a handful of nations. But then one entrepreneur walked in with a vision so ambitious that almost everyone called it impossible. His name was Elon Musk. After selling PayPal, Musk could have retired as a millionaire. Instead, he invested nearly all of his fortune into a company with one goal: making humanity a multiplanetary species. That company was SpaceX. At the time, experts laughed at the idea. Building rockets wasn't like creating software. It required years of engineering, billions of dollars, and almost zero room for mistakes. Yet Musk believed the biggest problem wasn't technology. It was cost. Traditional rockets were used only once. After every launch, billions of dollars worth of hardware crashed into the ocean and was never used again. Imagine buying a new airplane for every single flight. That's exactly how the space industry operated. Musk believed rockets should work like commercial aircraft: launch, land, refuel, and fly again. But turning that vision into reality nearly destroyed the company. Between 2006 and 2008, SpaceX launched its Falcon 1 rocket 3 times. All 3 missions failed. Every explosion burned through millions of dollars, damaged the company's reputation, and pushed SpaceX closer to bankruptcy. Investors lost confidence, critics predicted its collapse, and even employees wondered whether the company would survive another month. By late 2008, SpaceX had enough money for just one final launch. If that rocket failed, SpaceX would disappear forever. What happened next didn't just save the company, it completely changed the economics of the global space industry. Against all odds, SpaceX's 4th Falcon 1 launch in September 2008 was a success. The rocket reached orbit, making SpaceX the first privately funded company to successfully launch a liquid-fueled rocket into orbit. Just a few months later, NASA awarded SpaceX a contract worth over $1.6 billion to transport cargo to the International Space Station. That single contract didn't just save the company, it gave SpaceX the credibility and funding it desperately needed. But Elon Musk wasn't satisfied with winning contracts. His real goal was to solve the biggest financial problem in the space industry: rocket reusability. For decades, almost every rocket launched once and was thrown away. The engines, fuel tanks, and boosters, worth tens of millions of dollars, ended up destroyed after a single mission. It was like buying a brand new Boeing 747 for every flight and then scrapping it after landing. SpaceX took a completely different approach. Instead of letting the first stage fall into the ocean, engineers developed a system that allowed it to return to Earth, land vertically, undergo inspection, and fly again. After years of testing and several spectacular failures, SpaceX achieved what many aerospace experts believed was impossible. In December 2015, a Falcon 9 booster successfully landed upright after completing its mission. It was a historic moment. Today, many Falcon 9 boosters have flown multiple missions, dramatically reducing the cost of access to space. While the exact cost of refurbishment isn't publicly disclosed, reusing major rocket components allows SpaceX to launch far more efficiently than traditional expendable rockets. This gave the company a powerful competitive advantage. Lower launch costs attracted commercial satellite operators, governments, scientific organizations, and defense agencies from around the world. Every successful landing wasn't just an engineering achievement. It strengthened the foundation of SpaceX's business model, allowing the company to increase launch frequency, improve margins, and establish itself as one of the world's leading launch providers. But launching rockets is no longer SpaceX's biggest source of long-term value. The company's most ambitious and potentially most profitable business is already orbiting thousands of kilometers above Earth.
If rockets were the foundation of SpaceX, Starlink became its financial engine. Instead of relying only on launch contracts, SpaceX built something far more valuable: a global satellite internet network. Today, thousands of Starlink satellites orbit Earth, delivering high-speed internet to homes, businesses, airlines, ships, and even remote villages where traditional broadband is unavailable. Customers pay a monthly subscription fee, creating a stream of recurring revenue rather than one-time launch payments. Unlike rocket launches, which happen only when a customer books a mission, internet subscribers generate income month after month. This completely transformed SpaceX's business model. Alongside Starlink, the company continues to earn billions through multiple revenue streams. Commercial companies pay SpaceX to launch communication and Earth observation satellites. NASA relies on the company to transport astronauts and cargo to the International Space Station. The U.S. Department of Defense also awards contracts for national security and military satellite missions. Instead of depending on a single source of income, SpaceX operates a diversified business where each division strengthens the others. The company's reusable rockets launch Starlink satellites at a lower cost than competitors, while Starlink's growing subscriber base helps fund the development of future projects like Starship. According to industry estimates, SpaceX now generates billions of dollars in annual revenue, with Starlink contributing an increasingly large share of that total. Although the company is privately held and doesn't publish detailed financial statements, analysts widely believe Starlink has become one of its fastest-growing businesses. This strategy has turned SpaceX from a rocket company into something much larger, a vertically integrated technology enterprise with ambitions that extend far beyond Earth. Today, SpaceX is no longer just a rocket manufacturer. It has become one of the world's most valuable private companies, with an estimated valuation exceeding $400 billion according to recent private market transactions. But Elon Musk believes the company's biggest achievements are still ahead. At the center of that vision is Starship, the largest and most powerful rocket ever built. Unlike Falcon 9, Starship is designed to be fully reusable, with the long-term goal of carrying massive payloads at a fraction of today's launch costs. If SpaceX succeeds, it could reshape industries ranging from global satellite deployment to deep space exploration. Yet the road ahead isn't risk-free. SpaceX faces intense competition from companies like Blue Origin, Rocket Lab, and established aerospace giants. Starship development remains technically challenging, and every major test carries significant cost and uncertainty. Expanding Starlink also requires continuous satellite launches, regulatory approvals, and constant investment to stay ahead of competitors. Despite these challenges, SpaceX has built a business model few companies can match. It designs its own rockets, manufactures many of its components, launches its own satellites, and earns recurring subscription revenue through Starlink. This level of vertical integration gives the company greater control over costs, innovation, and long-term growth. Perhaps the most remarkable part of the story is that SpaceX didn't become a multi-hundred-billion-dollar company simply by building better rockets. It succeeded by transforming space into a scalable business, where reusable technology, recurring revenue, and relentless innovation reinforce one another. Whether its future lies in connecting every corner of Earth or one day establishing a human presence on Mars, one thing is already clear. SpaceX didn't just change the economics of spaceflight, it changed how the world thinks about the business of space. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for more deep dives into the world's biggest companies and the business models driving their success.